Few games have etched themselves into the fabric of gaming history as indelibly as Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Released in 2007 by Infinity Ward, this first-person shooter, FPS, redefined the genre, elevating the single-player campaign to a cinematic masterpiece that rivaled Hollywood blockbusters. For me, Modern Warfare is more than a game. It's a repository of cherished memories, tied to late-night sessions with friends and the thrill of discovering a new standard for interactive storytelling. When I recently replayed the campaign, I expected a nostalgic journey, a chance to appreciate its craftsmanship and relive those formative moments. What I didn't anticipate was being utterly captivated, my mind racing with anticipation during work, workouts, or quiet moments. Even after multiple playthroughs across nearly 2 decades, the game's grip remains unshakable, each mission leaving me on the edge of my seat. This enduring power stems from Modern Warfare's impeccable design, particularly its masterful pacing and use of contrast, 2 elements that form its special sauce. Let's dive into what makes this campaign a timeless triumph, exploring its narrative, mechanics, and the alchemy that makes it one of the greatest FPS experiences ever crafted. The game opens with a debriefing screen that sets a high-stakes geopolitical stage. SAS operator Gaz, voiced with sardonic charm by Craig Fairbrass, delivers a grim summary. The world's in great shape. We've got a civil war in Russia, government loyalists against ultra-nationalist rebels, and 15,000 nukes at stake. Just another day at the office. This introduction establishes a world teetering on chaos. Russia is fractured by a conflict led by ultra-nationalist Imran Zakhaev, while in the Middle East, Khaled al-Assad orchestrates a coup to seize power. Gaz's dry wit, paired with Captain John Price's stoic resolve, reveals the SAS team's blend of unshakable bravery and biting sarcasm, qualities that define their approach to the harrowing missions ahead. These character moments, though brief, set the tone for a narrative that balances intense action with humanizing glimpses of its protagonists. Players step into the boots of Soap McTavish, a rookie SAS operative thrust into a world of hardened veterans. The opening mission, FNG, Fucking New Guy, takes place in a classified warehouse where Soap undergoes a training regimen. Knife the watermelon, an instructor commands, followed by a quip. Nice, your fruit-killing skills are remarkable. This sequence serves dual purposes, acclimating players to the controls and immersing them in Soap's underdog status. Captain Price, voiced iconically by Billy Murray, greets him with a jab. What the hell kind of name is Soap, eh? How'd a Muppet like you pass selection? The dialogue establishes the SAS's tough love dynamic, where respect is earned through grit and competence, not handed out freely. This sets up Soap's arc as a soldier striving to prove himself, a narrative thread that resonates with players navigating their own learning curve. The training course is a standout feature, not only for its tutorial role, but for its innovative difficulty selection. Based on your time navigating the course, dodging obstacles, shooting targets, and mastering movement, the game recommends a difficulty level, from recruit, easiest, to veteran, hardest. My first attempt was a humbling disaster, earning a recruit suggestion that felt like a personal slight. Determined to redeem myself, I reran the course until I hit hardened, the 3rd tier. This mechanic is ingenious, encouraging players to push their limits while mirroring Soap's need to earn his place among elites. It's a rare feature that fosters agency and investment, a testament to Infinity Ward's player-centric design philosophy. Few games since have replicated this approach, which subtly challenges players to improve while aligning with the narrative's themes of perseverance and excellence. With training complete, Soap embarks on his first mission, Crew expendable, a nighttime raid on a cargo ship in the Bering Strait. Guided by intelligence from a Russian informant, Nikolai, the SAS must retrieve a shipping manifest. The mission begins with a dramatic helicopter rappel onto the ship's deck, where Captain Price, unfazed by the stormy seas, casually smokes a cigar, an image that encapsulates his fearless, almost mythic persona. The level's attention to detail is remarkable. The training warehouse's layout mirrors the ship's interior, revealing that Soap's drills were mission-specific. This subtle world-building underscores the SAS's meticulous preparation, immersing players in the precision of special operations. The mission's pacing is a masterclass. It starts with stealthy takedowns, builds to open combat, and climaxes in a frantic escape as the ship capsizes. Water floods the corridors, tilting the environment disorientingly, and Soap nearly falls from the helicopter's ramp before Price hauls him to safety. This arc, slow tension, escalating action, and heart-pounding resolution, sets the standard for the campaign's relentless momentum. The narrative shifts abruptly in The Coup, placing players in the perspective of Yasser al-Fulani, a fictional Middle Eastern president. Bound and beaten, al-Fulani is driven through a war-torn city as al-Assad's propaganda blares over loudspeakers, promising to restore the nation's glory. The sequence, doubling as the opening credits, is deliberately protracted, lasting several minutes. This slow pacing contrasts sharply with the high-octane ship escape, amplifying dread as al-Fulani is dragged to a courtyard. A shadowy figure, later revealed as Viktor Zakayev, hands al-Assad a pistol, hinting at a larger power orchestrating the coup. Al-Assad executes al-Fulani without hesitation, a moment that ignites the Middle East conflict. The sequence's visual storytelling, conveyed through sparse dialogue and body language, demonstrates modern warfare's ability to use contrast to heighten emotional stakes, making the player feel the weight of a world spiraling into chaos. Back with the SAS, the stakes escalate in Blackout. Nikolai, the informant from the cargo ship, faces execution by ultranationalists. Soap and Price's team infiltrate a Russian village to rescue him, blending stealthy night vision segments with large-scale combat as Russian loyalists join the fight. Small details like al-Fulani's execution playing on a TV in a house enhance immersion, creating a cohesive world where events reverberate. Nikolai warns that the US invasion to capture al-Assad is a mistake. They'll never take al-Assad alive. This foreboding sets up the next perspective shift, immersing players in the US Marines campaign. In Charlie Don't Surf, players become Sergeant Paul Jackson of the First Force Recon, part of a massive US invasion to capture al-Assad. The mission opens with a breathtaking helicopter assault under a crisp blue sky, evoking a sense of overwhelming power. Jackson's team storms buildings, but the mission unravels when they discover al-Assad's broadcast was a looped recording, a ruse. The clean, confident assault gives way to unease, amplified by Nikolai's warning. The Bog follows, tasking Jackson with rescuing a stranded tank, Warpig, under a smoke-filled, fire-streaked sky. The contrast between the vibrant blue of the previous mission and this chaotic, mortared-out landscape underscores the deteriorating situation, a testament to the game's use of environmental storytelling. Hunted shifts back to Soap, whose team, escorting Nikolai to a safe house, is shot down by a missile. Pursued by enemies and attack dogs, the SAS is on the defensive, a stark departure from their usual control. Air support arrives in Death from Above, where players control an AC-130 gunship. Viewing the battlefield through thermal vision, enemies appear as white specks, easily dispatched. The mission's detached perspective contrasts with the ground-level chaos of Hunted, highlighting the cold efficiency of modern warfare. Details like orders not to target a church, likely to avoid violating rules of war, add authenticity, while the eerie calm invites reflection on technology's role in conflict, a subtle commentary woven into the gameplay. The campaign's midpoint delivers its most devastating moment in shock and awe. Jackson's team pushes toward al-Assad's supposed palace hideout, aware he may possess a Russian warhead. Manning a helicopter's grenade launcher, Jackson exudes power. But a downed Cobra pilot shifts the mission to a desperate rescue. Racing against a 90-second timer through enemy hordes, the intensity is palpable. Then, a nuclear warhead detonates, engulfing the city in a mushroom cloud. Jackson survives the helicopter crash, but crawls out to an apocalyptic scene: ashen skies, smoldering ruins, and the looming cloud. His death, alongside 30,000 Marines, subverts the gung-ho tone, emphasizing the cost of failure. The mission's news broadcast aftermath, listing missing service members, drives home the tragedy's scale. Safehouse returns to Soap, hunting al-Assad in a quiet Azerbaijani village. The mission's cool blue night contrasts with the fiery chaos of shock and awe, offering a breather while maintaining tension. Price interrogates al-Assad, but a phone call reveals Zakhaev's involvement, prompting Price to execute him. A flashback to 1996, in All Gillied Up, sees a younger Lieutenant Price and Captain Macmillan infiltrate Chernobyl to assassinate Zakhaev. Widely regarded as one of the greatest FPS missions, its scripted stealth, crawling past enemies, avoiding detection, creates claustrophobic tension. Price's sniper shot, accounting for wind and the Coriolis effect, is a masterclass in pacing, followed by a frantic escape when Macmillan is injured. The mission's contrast with the open-ended Safehouse showcases modern warfare's versatility. The climax unfolds in no fighting in the war room and game over. With Zakhaev launching missiles toward the U.S., Soap's team and the Marines storm a Russian missile facility. The bunker assault, with its ticking timer and frenetic music, is desperate and claustrophobic. They abort the launch, but Zakhaev escapes. In a final chase, a helicopter attack collapses a bridge, leaving Soap and his allies battered. As enemies close in, Price, wounded, slides Soap a pistol. Soap kills Zakhaev, ending the threat. Russian forces arrive, performing CPR on Price as Soap is airlifted, fading to white. A news broadcast reveals the incident is covered up as a training exercise, with no recognition for the team's sacrifices. A somber note that fits Price's stoic ethos. Modern warfare's brilliance lies in its pacing and contrast. Missions oscillate between stealth and chaos, empowerment and vulnerability, creating a roller coaster of emotions. Shifting perspectives, Soap, Jackson, Al-Fulani immerse players in a multifaceted conflict, while interconnected details, like news reports, build a cohesive world. The game's development, led by Infinity Ward's vision to move beyond World War II settings, drew inspiration from real-world conflicts, lending a gritty realism that resonated with players. Its cultural impact is profound, popularizing cinematic FPS campaigns and influencing titles like Battlefield and later Call of Duty entries. Themes of sacrifice and moral ambiguity, evident in the AC-130's detachment and the nuclear tragedy, invite reflection on war's costs. For me, modern warfare is a touchstone of gaming history and personal nostalgia, its ability to captivate undiminished. Modern warfare remains a masterpiece, its pacing and contrast ensuring it endures as a benchmark for FPS excellence.